Esta vaina se prendió, se prendió, se prendió. Esta vaina se prendió, se prendió, se prendió. Esta vaina se prendió, se prendió, se prendió. Esta vaina se prendió. La vaina se está poniendo. Pa' mí mueve el culo y la teta. Tu cuerpo es de otro planeta. A tu novio tú no lo respetas. Peligrosa como una escopeta. Tú estás vieja y buena como un vino. Me encanta tu estilo femenino. Dentro esquinado soy un marino. Donde quiera, mami, solo dilo.
What's up, LatiNation Roots family? It's Elijah Gill. I'm here with an amazing duo. Los Rakas are in the building. What's up, fellas?
Yo, man, we feeling good. You know what I'm saying? Excited. You know what I mean? Que viene el verano y vamos a disfrutarlo. You know what I'm saying?
Now, a 20-year career. You guys have done so much, all the way from Oakland until now. A Grammy nomination. Like, how has this past 20 years been for you guys?
Man, this last 20 years has been a movie. You know, we just been grinding, doing what we love, having fun, living people's life, in a weekend. You know what I'm saying? So I can't complain, And in any business, that you have your ups and your downs, but those only are lessons and make you stronger and it make you better. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Se prendió, se prendió, se prendió. Esta vaina 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 se prendió.
We just dropping a brand new album called La Rakas, and that's the best music that we have created. So make sure you guys go check it out.
Yeah, I think the flow has evolved since when we started. I think the style is still the same. We've been doing all different genres and mixing all kind of sounds since we first started. But I think it's just the evolution of our voices, the evolution of what we want to talk about, and, things like that. Seeing other people take what we're doing and include it into what they got going on in their music. So, I mean, we just feel blessed because, we've been doing it for 20 years, but I still feel like I'm 18. I still got that hunger and drive since from when I was 18 years old. You know what I'm saying?
We not back, we never left. Estamos en el área. Los manes de negocio. Haciendo los millones con los socios.
How do you make sure that you incorporate your Panamanian roots into your music?
Man, since the beginning, you know what I mean? Our first mixtape was called the Panama Twist. You know what I mean? Bay Area and in Panama, we always incorporate our both culture. Nosotros somos bien orgullosos de donde venimos, you know what I mean, of being Panamanian, and we make sure we include it on our merchandise, you know what I mean. We have merchandise with the mola, like this right here, which is like the indigenous culture over there in Panama. And yes, man, since the beginning, we always make sure we put Panama on the map because Panama is the mecca of reggae in Spanish, you know what I mean. So a lot of people don't know that, or a lot of people don't know about a lot of the pioneers from over there, so we make sure we always rip it.
Now, how about Afro Latinidad? Because the conversation about Afro Latinidad has been a big thing in the past 10 years, but we've always been Afro Latino, man. We've always known that, and we've always embraced that. To have that conversation in politics, in social media, in music, what is that like for you guys to really embrace that conversation about embracing your Afro Latinidad?
I think it's something that we've been doing since the very beginning. When we lived in the Bay Area, we Panama this, Panama that, always rep Panama that. Even our homies from Oakland was like, they didn't know where Panama was. So by us constantly saying it, they were like, okay, we educated them on it and let them know, like, it's in Central America. There is black people over there. That's why we speak Spanish. We're a criollo of different flavors. You know what I'm saying? So they start understanding it even more. And so as the time passed and you see all kind of people that moved to the Bay Area from all different places, now they were more familiar with Panama. So we never stopped repping it. Doom got the tattoo when we were 18 years old that say Afro Latino with the Panamanian flag, in the middle. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, something that we're proud of. Just like being Panamanian, just like being from Oakland, we always have rep being Afro Latino. We hear from Celia Cruz, people like Ismael Riveras, people from where we from have always rep it. So now it's popular. You know what I mean? Now it's popular, but we've been paying the way and been pioneering from that since the beginning.
And like also like, you know, we stand with the underdogs. You know, even though we create the sounds, we always get overlooked. So we always gotta go represent, you know what I mean? So that's why we proud to rep that, yes, somos negro, Afro Latino, panameño, caribeño, y hay negro por todas partes del mundo, así que hay que representar.
Exactly.
Una estrella, mamacita, es imposible que tú seas fea, fea. A mí me gusta tu piel, forma de ser, tu color caramelo como la miel. Todos sabemos que estás a otro nivel y que nada te va a detener.
Mami, todo a mí me gusta de ti. Tu labio, tu pelo, hasta tu nariz. Baby, la quiero solo para mí, para que nunca se vayan de aquí. Yo te quiero, chombita, mi corazón siempre por ti brinca. Mami, tu piel es bella y bonita. Echa pa'lante, dale negrita, negrita. Africana.
Now, in addition to that, everybody I've met from the Bay Area is gonna rep that Bay Area. Now, how do you incorporate Oakland and the Bay Area into your music as well?
I think it's just a part of us. It's a part of our DNA. When we were teenagers, we started making music in the schools and in the youth programs, and then even our logo. You know, our logo it represents the hyphy culture. Like, you know, we live over there. We drink the water. Our kids go to school in the Bay Area. Yeah. So it's only right. You know, the Bay Area taught us to be proud and taught us how to grind independently, do your own thing. If people don't see your vision, you know, you go out and get it yourself. And that's been our mentality. So we proud to rep that. You know, I think that if we would have just grew up in Panama and not understood the independence game, then we would have only relied on record labels and would have probably felt depressed because we would have felt like, man, they ain't no outlets. How can my music get heard? And being in the Bay Area, seeing that blueprint, we were like, we incorporated into what we were doing, you know, like with making our own merchandise, making a logo, starting our own company, starting our own business. And then we seen that once we would go on tour and we would make a lot of money off of selling our merchandise, that how impactful it was. And we learned that from the Bay Area legends, you know, like artists from over there. And then we started seeing how more Latin urban artists started incorporating that into their thing, in their brand, and started to understand branding. Because that was one of the first things that we did when we started our company, was having a brand. You know, the Los Rakas name is one and only Los Rakas. And then also the logo. The logo, you see people with it tattooed all over the world. You know what I mean? Hay gente que se tatúa el logo por todas partes del mundo. Hay gente que ni nos conoce a nosotros, ni saben que hacemos música, pero le gusta la marca de nosotros. Así que, you know, it's just been a blessing, bro, being from the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? It's helped us a lot.
It's like almost like marketing is entertainment, and entertainment is marketing. It kind of go hand in hand. You guys have learned so much from the Bay Area and doing that into your music and into your brand as well.
Yes, we have. You know, it's very important. Like, marketing is, if you don't know how to market your music, you're never gonna get heard, especially with all these artists that's out there. So yeah, just naturally doing it. We're just naturally doing it and trying to get better every day. You know what I'm saying?
And we got to talk about the new record. What can fans expect, both on tour and musically and in the future?
Man, a lot of energy, a lot of innovation. You know, we always sound different from the last record. You know what I mean? Like the album that we dropped before this one is called Mana de Negocio. Make sure you guys check it out. But it was more lyrical, you know what I mean? We hitting you with a message, something to think, you know what I mean? But this one is more fun. It's more for like the summer, you know what I mean? It's perfect for right now. Yeah. We got a lot of artists up-and-coming artists from Panama, a lot of up-and-coming artists from Colombia, and yes, man, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. We got a song right now that's called Offie. That's doing it big. This is really doing good for us right now.
Offie, oh, oh, Offie, Offie, oh, oh, Offie, ¿Dónde está mami? En un text me dijo que está lista pa' mí, que está con Susana y con Natalie. Baby, mándame el pinboy pa' allá, pa' allá, pa' allá, pa' allá. ¿Dónde está mami? En un text me dijo que está lista pa' mí, que está con Susana y con Natalie. Baby, mándame el pinboy pa' allá, pa' allá, pa' allá, pa' allá.
Now, in a time where so many Latinos gather together and it's a political climate where people are scared to go and see shows, but they still come and support the Latino community. Why is it so important that shows like yours are bringing the community together?
Yes, man. What's going on right now is really scary. You know, they basically kidnapping people. You know what I mean? And in places like graduations, places like work. You know what I mean? So, but places like you come to Los Rakas, it's gonna be a safe place. You know what I mean? We not gonna allow no. You know what I mean?
It ain't happening on your watch.
It's not happening on our watch. You know what I mean?
Un pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Y tú sabes, una de las cosas de nuestro evento que van a venir la mamá con los niños,
La abuela.
la abuela, diferentes edades llegan a los shows de los Rakas y se sienten cómodos, no importa el color tampoco, porque la gente sabe que en un evento nosotros van a disfrutar.
It's a place for everybody.
It's a place for everybody. It's a family affair. You know, the name of our brand is called La Marca del Pueblo. And you know what I mean, we pride ourselves on that because we did start in the community. You know, we started at the youth centers. You know, we started performing in all the high schools all over the Bay Area, performing in front of all the hood kids. And you know, in order for you to perform in front of those type of crowds, you gotta be good.
Yeah.
And you gotta be strong too, because they're gonna read your confidence.
Yeah, they sure are.
They're gonna look at you like you stupid while you performing, right? To see if you gonna break. And then when they see that you don't break, they respect you. And you know, I feel a lot of artists that are mainstream have never experienced that. You know what I mean? They doing their thing and they got the numbers and they got all of that stuff, but they don't really have the street cred. You know what I mean?
Now, last question I gotta ask. Y'all's merch is one of the best merch I've ever seen. Tell the people where they can go and get that merch.
Make sure you go check it out, losrakas.com. Tenemos la marca ahí oficial. We got a category where it says one of one. You can get your, you know, that one of one product that, you know, that we make and is only exclusive to you. We got
you're
dope hats.
you're not going to a club and see everybody with the same thing on. You know what I mean? You're gonna be exclusive. You know what I mean?
If you want to look fly like us, make sure you go to losrakas.com. You know what I mean? Yeah. Bueno, bonito y barato. Sí.
Yes.
Fellas, congratulations. I'm so happy that a 20-year career has, you know, risen so much and it's only gonna get bigger and bigger. And I'm so happy that the people in the community have a show like yours to go to. Congratulations.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it.
For real. Appreciate y'all time.